Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me always is T-Money, King of
Puppies.
There you go. About to say T-Money first before I said Heaven Monsters podcast, so excuse me. Also, I gotta give you a heads up. I've taken some medicine, but because of the hay fever of mine and it's springtime, pollen's in the air, if I sneeze, cough, or I have a runny nose, I do apologize, but just warn you in advance. Anyway.
He got Michael Jackson's disease.
I swear this guy's a brother to me and I can't help but do this. Not that you make it so easy. Anyway. This time it will be the Raw Smackdown edition on March 18th and 19th. So let's get started. If I remember correctly, yep, we start off with Brock Lesnar's music hitting at the beginning of the show, with Paul Heyman, right next to him, already making claims and this kind of stuff, and even giving props to Drew McIntyre, in which Drew McIntyre came out to thank him, but got jumped behind by Seth Rollins after what he did to his brothers, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Ultimately, though, it would just be a nice little show for Brock Lesnar, while the opening of the match would be pretty much that. The next match would be Finn Balor versus Braun. Wait.
Finn Balor.
Why would it say? Who put that? It said versus. They're making it sound like it's a fatal four-way. No, it's not. It's a tag team. Dumb butts. Anyway, it would be Finn Balor teaming up with Braun Strowman against Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. And Lio Rush got destroyed. You think what happened to him getting run over by Braun Strowman and the barricades was bad? He got laid to waste, and Bobby Lashley, after he got run over, it's funny. Finn Balor got run over by Bobby. Immediately, freaking Bobby Lashley get runs over by Braun Strowman. And Lio Rush is just left for his damn self. But Bobby's up on his feet. He don't even come into the ring. He just walks out. So, are they still together or are they breaking up? What do you think?
They're still together.
Winner of the match, definitely Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman getting the pin. It's your girl. Next, we got Alexa Bliss welcoming her guest, Elias, to her show. In which case, she apologizes about how him and her always have somebody interrupting them. Ultimately, you hear No Way Jose's music, and it's like, it's funny. One of my favorite tag teams right now, Heavy Machinery, Otis Dozovich is right there, front and center, going, I was like, goddamn. And she said that they had 10 rehearsals and they still blew it. Ultimately, one thing was odd, how No Way Jose wasn't even a part of that conga line until you see Elias get jumped, and it's No Way Jose. And his new, which I have to call Naomi-inspired neon green dreadlocks. He doesn't got that fro no more. He got some long dreadlocks. Damn.
He did his hair.
Braids, not dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are different. Dreadlocks are the little puffy.
Yeah, man had dreads. Women had braids.
Yeah, okay. No, our boy Xavier Hill had that too. That's what he was telling me. I called it dreadlocks by accident. He said those are braids. Oh, shoot. There is a difference. Shout out to our boy Xavier Hill and Mike Henry. As always, a link to their YouTube will be in the descriptions down below. Also, a shout out to Renee, Farrell, Andre, Chris Petrie, and Delvin. Next on the list.
Kurt Angle versus Chad Gable.
No, before that, it was a match between Lio Rush and No Way Jose, which No Way Jose lost. So he's doing the same thing he did in so many other places. He did this in Impact Wrestling, which was TNA at the time. And he did this in the UK. Not NXT UK. He was a different wrestling brand for the UK where he fought Alberto Del Rio when he left WWE. And now he's doing it again. I guess this is the final farewell tour of Kurt Angle. Because it's WWE. You got to do it big with WWE. Well, he would have a match with Chad Gable, who was a big fan and inspired by Kurt Angle, and is a dream match to be able to fight him. But using his own moves against Kurt's own moves against him, like the ankle lock, didn't work this time because Kurt Angle got the win. But before that, he announced that he would have a match with a person who's been burning his hide for so long now. He's going to have a match at WrestleMania and his final farewell tour against Baron Corbin. So after beating Chad Gable, Baron Corbin was more than happy to have a match at WrestleMania where he puts Kurt Angle away. I think this is something in his mind like Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair for him, I guess. I don't think it's going to happen that way. At least I hope not.
But they changed it.
What'd they change?
The match. Remember, I think you got what I sent y'all. Let's see. Like all the way back.
We'll be right back while he gets that info. And we're back. Say it again.
Kurt Angle's wrestling match may be changed.
Due to what?
It says, according to the Wrestle votes, they may change course regarding the plan to have Kurt Angle face Baron Corbin in his last match, taking place at WrestleMania. Apparently, the company doesn't want the Olympic gold medalist retirement match to be viewed in a negative light. Fan reaction is believed to have taken company officials by surprise.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see about that. Go ahead and go back to that. So, that would... what's good for Ric Flair is good for Kurt Angle, as I imagine some people are saying. I would. You back another?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back, scroll up. No, wrong
Kurt
one.
Angle.
Kurt Angle versus Gable. Go ahead and go to the next match. Because
No, that's what it was.
No, I said scroll up. I meant down. Sorry.
Sasha Banks versus Natalya.
Ah, yes. Thanks to the women's tag team titles, it is appropriate that they be called out by SmackDown because they've been to Raw, they've been to NXT, but they haven't been to SmackDown, and the Iconics have been calling them out since, from what I can tell you, since the Fastlane Watchathon. They had people backstage that were wrestlers and commentators, including EC3, who was able to talk at the time because he hasn't had any lyrics. And the Iconics were back there after bombing the pre-show, or kickoff, making challenges to Sasha Banks and Bayley. In that moment, when they were getting their reactions to those comments, they said that they would be on SmackDown the next day. They kept their word, for the record. But it would be Natalya coming out with Best Phoenix music right behind her, stating one thing, that it had been always their dream to have a match like that with her and Natty. But when she retired, they thought that dream was gone. Now that the titles are there and it's getting heated rivalry with Tamina and Nia Jax, that potentially the dream might not be dead, and she may come out of retirement to have one more time. That'd be nice. Of course, Nia Jax comes out and distracts him while Tamina freaking attacks him from behind. And it's an all-out brawl. Ain't that sucker? I think they were on top.
Ricochet versus the Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
In the attempts to give these NXT stars, which is mostly just Ricochet and Aleister Black now, I don't see Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano anymore, they're giving them so much starlight that they actually put Ricochet against a former WWE champion, Jinder Mahal. And with the... Wait, what were they called? I already forgot.
The Singh brothers?
Thank you, the Sin brothers. I'm about to call them the Bollywood brothers because that's what they were known before. The Sin brothers were helping him throughout the entire match, and it still didn't help Jinder enough because, much to anybody's surprise, Ricochet just bounced everywhere and just doing his freestyle high-flying moves and got the win.
Jinder Mahal ain't the man who he used to be.
Hell no. I hope they don't do this. They make him the guy that says, oh, he's a former WWE champion. You beat him, and you go on to fight the champ for a shot at the title. Would his losing streak? Nah, please don't. That'd be too easy. Next.
Ronda Rousey. The music hits, and she makes her way in the ring in her title match. Ronda Rousey versus Dana Brooke for the WWE Raw Women's Championship match.
A nice little story of her not having anything to lose. Yep, she lost though, didn't help. Dana Brooks. Sorry, girl, but you had everything writing for you and she just made you tap out so damn quick.
Let's not forget about her husband was there.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey came earlier into the arena with her husband, plus security for last night's incident on her attacking the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. But after the match, after putting her hands once again on an official, because all the 4 different officials of referees came in trying to get her off her because she wouldn't let go of her armbar, she smugs their face, and after she does that, she kisses her husband, who's on ringside. At ringside, sorry, not on ringside, at ringside.
Sitting at the audience.
Yeah, with the audience, but with the audience at ringside, one of the security guards that came with her touches her, she slugs her. One of the other security guards grab her from behind, and her husband slugs him. Ultimately, all the security guards are on their feet, and she's just antagonizing him. Her husband pulls her into the ring, and they walk out.
And I got some news here. Her husband has been banned from WWE Monday Night Raw. And here's what she said. She is not happy about how that happened, but Rhonda, you made that mistake on your own. And you said that she said to them, if you got a problem, step up to me. If you want to fire me, fire me. I don't care. I don't need this. You're not controlling me. WWE's not controlling me. You're the Raw Women's Champion. That makes WWE control of you.
Yeah. They have a contract on you. They tend to.
Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews.
Account of what Baron Corbin said to Kurt Angle. Apollo Crews, who was last week's opponent for Kurt Angle's Farewell Tour, issued a challenge to Baron Corbin, but because he was always saying something else, he said yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. He finally said yes. So we have a match, but apparently, sadly, Baron Corbin got the win. So, wait, did he?
Let's see. Yep. Well, actually, no, I'll take it back. Apollo got the win.
I thought he got the win, but cheating again, or a power. Nope. Apollo Crews got the quick pin and ultimately gave him a bad taste in his mouth, knowing that he's got a loss going into WrestleMania with Kurt Angle. Woohoo! I thought he won for a second. Excuse me.
Okay, the next one. Michael Cole interviews Batista. Talks about what their past, him and Triple H's past.
In which there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
He was always the muscle before even Evolution. He was the muscle for...
he was muscle for Evolution, but he
was also the muscle for, if I'm correct, what was his name? Devon, yeah.
Yeah, but he was like the deacon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even back then, but I guess he just wants to prove something to Triple H and to everybody. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
He don't want to be Triple H. He got tired of being Triple H's whipping boy. Because he didn't care about, back then Triple H was heel. He didn't care about none of the guys. He just cared about that world title he had. That was like his sword.
So we're going to have a speech between Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman trying to make a peace between those two guys who were going to be at ringside, right? Yeah. It would be Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Yep. Damn. After all that fight, Drew McIntyre wins the match. He didn't cheat. He just brutalized him. Drew McIntyre's got a damn good winning streak going on him.
My brother likes him.
I know. I liked him too when he was in Impact. But right now...
No, he said he liked him right now. But likes him right now.
Oh.
He likes Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar.
Damn.
Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe.
So that would be it for Monday Night Raw. We'll be right back with SmackDown. And we're back with Miz opening SmackDown Live, answering Shane McMahon's demand and statement that he's going to have a match with The Miz at WrestleMania. The Miz accepts the challenge and states his own little claim. I'm trying to wrap this up because, I'm trying to get home so I can take some more medicine and get some rest so I can be healthier for the next week to come. And anyway, also I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so that's another thing. I want to get home early so I can rest up for that. What's next? Plus, I wasn't a fan of Miz. I still ain't. Are you? The fan of Miz?
He was cool with John Morrison. I didn't care about him. I just care about John Morrison.
Right. Okay. So we can both agree we don't care about the Miz. No offense.
I don't care about his life either. They both suck. They both suck. Boston Hog Connection versus the big
Iconics.
Who the hell is the Boston Hog Connection?
Sasha Banks is the boss.
Okay.
And Bailey's the hugger. There you go. Boston Hug Connection. See, they're putting some stuff on there that confuses even you. And you like this news source.
I never heard them call it.
I've always heard them. I've always heard them when they first tag teamed together and Monday Night Raw. Anyway, so here's the thing. They kept the word, like I said. They showed up. They accepted the challenge. Here comes the Iconics. They wrestle. But thanks to the cheating assist, they actually got Sasha Banks for the pin. After, Billie Kay. God damn, girl. Fuck, does she boot the hell out of Bailey, who was running at her. God damn, that was like the Undertaker boot. Boom! Knockout. So she was outside the ring, holding her arms in place while she was pinned upside down like this. She was holding her arms like this. Trying to get out. Couldn't. So this is going to be interesting. By my count, we got possibly a four-way dance, fatal four-way tag team for the women's tag team gold between Bailey and Sasha, Natalya and Beth Phoenix, Nia Jax and Tamina, and the Iconics. Maybe. It'd be a good match, I'll say that much. If that's how it goes. That's just my guess. So, next. The Kevin Owens Show. How do you feel about his Xavier? How do you feel about the Kevin Owens Show coming back at him in that red tie? Actually, I'll give props to Kevin Owens. Why? Wait for it, Xavier. Wait for it. This is the one time Kevin Owens didn't get his face punched. He was escalating them to fight, saying, Bailey, fight Becky, fight Becky. Charlotte, fight Charlotte. And he said, how do you feel? How do you feel? And before you do, he gets out of the ring. Okay, how do you feel? and they beat the hell out of each other. Best Kevin Owens show ever. I hate to say it, Xavier, but you have to agree. That was the best Kevin Owens show ever. Comment down below, my brother. Do you agree with me? Haha. I know Mikey is.
Kofi Kingston versus in a gauntlet match, taking on The Bar, Samoa Joe, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, and Sheamus.
Well, not in that order. Hold on. Save that. Well, here's the verdict, ladies and gentlemen. Kofi Kingston, in all his might, in all his pursuit, no help whatsoever. I thought there'd be people coming out to deal with this, but by order of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, no one was allowed to interfere. At the beginning, when the first opponent Kofi fights is none other than Sheamus with The Bar, you had the likes of Big E, Xavier Woods, and the Usos. Freaking Uso was holding a plate, handing out pancakes to the four of them. And Jimmy didn't want none because we already know he was trying to get his wife not to eat better. So he's the healthier brother. The other one's like, I'm going to eat these pancakes, man. I like me some pancakes. Not me. I don't need the carbs. And they're all just telling him, come on, Kofi, come! Ultimately, this is how it just kept getting bigger. You had Ricochet. You had Mustafa Ali. You had Crazy Nikki there. You had the Heavy Machinery. You had Sanity. You had so many people backing him up. Each and every match, there were more and more people.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't backing up Kofi, bro. And
they were cheering him. They were cheering him.
No, they were cheering for one of the guys who wrestled Kofi.
Oh, no, they were all screaming, Kofi. I was listening. I was like...
Yeah, but we were close to the Sanity and Nikki Bella. You know, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, she was helping Kofi win. She's like, go Kofi, go Kofi, go Kofi. I'm reading her lips. Yeah. So this is how the lineup went.
It's just weird to me.
Not me. This is the lineup. First would be Sheamus, in which that match alone was long and dragged. But Kofi won by hitting him with the Trouble in Paradise. Immediately after he catches his breath, here comes Cesaro with an uppercut from behind, and the match pursues. Another long match. But this time, he hit him with the SOS and got the pin. Here comes Eric Rowan. Sounds like a rope. Gotta get that name right. That's how I remember that name. He does not hesitate. He uses that chair and gets himself disqualified. A win for Kofi, but he just trashes him and throws him into this table. Just lays him out for the next opponent, Samoa Joe. Oh, you just know that's not good. That's not good when Samoa Joe tries to put him to sleep so many damn times. But Kofi got a quick pin on him, and Joe can't believe it. Everybody's going crazy. He says, one more, one more, one more. Here comes Randy Orton's moon. And Kofi and Randy had a feud back in the day, so this is like renewing a feud. And Randy Orton is just tearing up Kofi. But just like Samoa Joe, he got a quick pin on him. I thought he didn't get him, but he had both hands. He's like this. He's putting both his hands on Randy Orton's arm. He's like, God. 3 count, boy. And neither Joe or Randy Orton assaulted him. That would surprise me. And I was like, where is Big E and Xavier Woods when they were all cheering? Yes, he did it, he did it, he did it. And there's already in the ring, the remaining members of the New Day. They're so happy. And here comes Vince congratulating him, saying this and that. But he says, you'll be going to WrestleMania if
you can beat your last opponent. And it's not just Vince McMahon.
I knew this was coming. He would fight Daniel Bryan.
But it's not just Vince McMahon that's doing that. Because now that Shane McMahon is heel, it's both him and Vince.
Yeah.
Father and son team.
Yep. In which case, Daniel Bryan gives him one hell of a fight. And there was at one point in the match where Kofi had him for a 3-pin. But the referee wasn't there. And then the referee comes back in a while, not immediately, but a couple of minutes after, like I maybe say 10 minutes. The match still goes on, and he gets double knee to the face. I was thinking he was going to hit him with the Trouble in Paradise. Dodge, head SOS, get a quick pin or something. Nope. The dream is gone. Kofi lost.
And just so y'all know, New Day is talking about quitting the WWE.
Yes, I saw that thanks to my boy Chris Petrie. Thank you for sending me that on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Immediately after that night, because they were talking to them. They were talking to him in the locker room, saying that if it was up to them, they leave. They're both agreeing. Big E and Xavier Woods agreed that they will quit on behalf of Kofi if he decides to quit, because they're telling him they quit. If this job is going to be doing that, then why even bother?
Because
quit.
Here's
Just quit.
Here's the thing. Xavier Woods said he wants to create a small video game studio. And I don't know what the...
Yeah, Xavier Woods was saying that too, because of all of our other talents that we're so good at. That's why they keep us. But they don't do anything as far as world titles, then what the hell? And even Big E was saying to Kofi, saying that, now you can go home and see your kids and spend time with your family. Go home and see your family, man. And he says, nah, man, if I give up, then he wins. If I give up, Vince wins. They win. And it's like, well, I just need to get out of the city, man. And he's like, yeah, man, let's get the hell out of this, man. We done. We get the hell out of this city.
See, like I said, he doesn't want a black African American to be the champion. They never did believe in that.
I'm not even black, but I am not prejudiced. I'm an equalist. That upsets me.
No, but they've been like that for many years, since the Attitude Era and Federation Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, Modern Day Era, PG Era. Let's say if you're half black, half Samoan, they will allow that.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is sad for Kofi, and I cannot say what will come of it. We have, I think, 2 more weeks before WrestleMania, or 1.
Let's see.
Hold up.
God.
I know it's on April what?
Got 2 weeks, because it's on April 7th.
Okay. So we got 2 more weeks, 2 more SmackDown Lives to see what will become of Kofi Kingston, and more importantly, who am I kidding? Kofi's more important.
He might make a speech.
Yeah.
Might be.
Daniel Bryan and the WWE title. Honestly, I either see him fighting Kevin Owens again, or what I'm hoping for is Kofi Kingston gets his match. Some way, somehow. I don't even care. And
they might try to screw him again, though.
Don't quote me.
I'm saying he gonna might try to screw him.
What if Vince fights him?
Nah,
I'm not. I know because of his age, but
I'm saying that he can get guys like what's gonna happen is he has a trick up his sleeve like he always did. He get guys like Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, Sheamus, or Cesaro.
Oh, I'm gonna be dying laughing. If they decide to turn his back on him, Vince, after that match, because I would. No. I'll put that guy through hell. He went through all these 5 guys. I'll be like,
but here's the thing.
Hell no.
One person that would not turn on
Vince.
Yeah, is Randy Orton.
Ooh, that would be real sweet if he did that. He just walks off. But that's just me hoping.
No,
it's true. It's true what he said.
Because Randy Orton said himself, he doesn't like being a babyface. He likes being a heel because he does better at that. Yeah. So that's number 1 of Vince McMahon's sleeve. Randy Orton is his number 1 pick.
Okay. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this show. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button if you like the content. And hit that notification bell for the next Heavy Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon. This is T-Money. We'll see you next time when we cover 205 Live and NXT. Peace.
Bye.